Hey everybody, and welcome back to a pretty good day. Honestly, it's looking pretty good. It looks like we may have reached the bottom of the Pulsechain retrace. Quite a bit of green movement on the upside, so that's kind of positive. And yeah, get into it. We got dog breaking out again and again and again, heading up towards a special number, as you guys know, 1 billion. So we're going to talk about that too. We've got lots of stuff to say. It's going to be fun. We're going to do full-on markets today. Full-on markets. Now, if you haven't checked out BNB Mafia, I did a video yesterday, how to play BNB Mafia. We went through the whole wiki or library there on how to play on BNB Mafia and checked it out. Of course, we also covered Pulse Mafia. So the game is launching on Pulse Mafia. TRH becoming that. I think it's going to be bullish. I think people don't understand. Some people are a bit upset about TRH, but the fact is it's going to be a highly engaged game on Pulsechain, something that Pulsechain needs, a big engaged game. And so I think people are going to enjoy it. So yeah, big jackpot there, that they're going to fight over. So it's going to be a lot of fun on Pulsechain. I think it's pretty bullish. So we definitely need that in the mix. Top GameFi. When you got a chain, you need some killer apps, right? You need some killer apps. Remember on Base Chain when that launched, it had the Friends app that launched with all the influencers. Well, you need you need a couple of killer apps in addition to a lot of the memes and pumping stables and things like that. So very bullish sign. So yeah, get on board. All right, let's see who is in the house here. We got Lies Beneath. How are you today? Very good. I think the weather's fairly good outside there today with Lies. So yeah, looking forward to doing a walk today. We got Hex Pulsex incentive for the win, 100%. And it does look like they've all picked up from hopefully the bottom. It's always cool. All right, let's check my pulse as well. Good evening, Superman. Hey, welcome. LFG, Hex Token family. Lots of love from Hex. Check my pulse. Always a pleasure. Hex Token channel member as well. Represent. We got Craig Pitt in the house as well. Morning all. I love the video yesterday, Superman. Hey, Craig, appreciate that. Yeah, it was a full-on walkthrough. Sometimes people, instead of reading it themselves, they like watching someone else go through it. Sometimes it's just the way it goes. Hence YouTube, right? Hence YouTube. What do you got? Die Hard as well. TRH V4 equals Pulse Mafia. It does indeed. And I think people need to really get their head around the impact that Pulse Mafia could potentially have on Pulsechain as a key value add to Pulsechain. So yeah, attracting a lot of players there. So I think once people think a bit more about it, that's kind of cool. I always considered TRH as kind of like I thought it was really cool. It's did amazing. And it's kind of reminds me of a lot of the Tron dApps, where you do farming, you might have a farm, you get eggs and you farm, you farm crops and things like that. And it was kind of like that. But Pulse Mafia is probably even a bigger game in the sense that you got people competing against each other. You got all that mafia theme and all that. And I think it's pretty bullish. So I think it's going to work out pretty well. And I think people, need to think about that a bit more. Wookie in the house there. Woof, woof, woof. Wookie has appeared. Hey, Wookie. Good to see you. I think you're mimicking the dog today, eh? We've got Hardy Hexalorian in house. Hi to the group. MHGA, make Hex great again. But how? Any ideas? Well, green candles normally help. We'll get into that later on. All right, let's go for it. Let's get into the stock market today. Let's kick on with that. And let's see where we are. Bam. All right. Stock market there. Dow slips on weaker economy data. Slump in the energy sector. And of course, let's see the results at the moment. Dow Jones, top 30 industrials member in the United States, is down 0.3%, 115 points to 38,571. We've got the S&P 500 is actually up 0.1%, 6 points to 5,283. And the NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, the technology, is up 0.56%, over 0.5%, 93 points to 16,828. Let's see if it can get back over 17,000 again soon. All right, so the only economic news we really had was the upcoming one. So the focus this week will be on non-farm payrolls. Sometimes that can move the markets a bit. We'll see. In May, due later this week, which is set to offer more cues on the labor market. Another key consideration for the Fed in cutting interest rates. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on that. If we look at the actual forecast, we've got the Fed rate monitor. Let's go to look at September. So we've got the next meetings in a week and 1 day. We're expecting no change on that in June, so nothing to see there really. Let's jump to September though. That's kind of when we're first expecting to see something happen. We've got the majority of the market now looking at a pivot in September. So that's a bit better than what we did when we looked at this about a week ago or something. So that's kind of cool. Maybe September will be September rather than November. I don't think July is looking very bullish. Yeah, July, no change. September is the earliest, and November there is almost 75%. So almost three out of 4 people expecting a pivot in November. But actually, the September's looking a little bit more bullish now. From memory, I'll have to double check that, but I think that's the case. Yeah, we also had a few people in September that were expecting the rates to go up. Well, that's disappeared, so that's kind of bullish. So yeah, we might see that play out September, November, and of course November would be the same as the US election. Now, the other interesting thing that's happening is not just the US election November 7th, but also the UK election, right? So we see Nigel Farage for the Reform Party in the UK. Honestly, hopefully the people will vote for him in droves from both the Labour Party, which is insane. They're insane, right? They're going to be the final nail in the coffin for the UK if the Labour, if the Labour dominates. And at the moment, that's kind of the way it looks. But with Reform Party, Nigel Farage, they have a chance of destroying the fake Tory party, right? Fake Conservatives, not really. They're all a bunch of idiots. So hopefully we'll help destroy Britain as well. So hopefully people will go to flock in behind Nigel Farage's leadership, and things will they'll be able to taper off some of the bad issues there. Actions are what's required. So let's see how we go. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the poll result. And that's coming up, I believe, July the 7th for the UK election or British election in England. So yeah, going to be pretty cool. That is coming up. So positive news today around Nigel Farage there. All right, let's go. And we got Bitcoin at the moment on crypto, $68,883 on Bitcoin, up 1.63%. Very bullish indeed. And we've got Ethereum there just tapering off a little bit there still at $3,771, down just up below 0.25%. What else is looking pretty interesting there? BNB is up 4% at $628. And what that means is that the mafia game on BNB has the vault that all the families will be fighting over has got a little bit more valuable in US dollar terms. So bullish there. Let's have a look at a few of the others there. We got CAS continuing to stand out now. Remember, we were in the bear market. CAS was the one that was really rocketing, right? And so it was a real standout. Now it's up 16% today, 17.1 cents at the moment. So CAS looking pretty good as well. I haven't really done too much around CAS, but it has been top performance, particularly during the bear market, coming out the bull market there. So there we go. Otherwise, we've got a bit of a mixed bag across the board amongst the rest of them. Let's jump into Bitcoin and zoom in a little bit closer. We've got the price here of the 50-day at $66,091, the 200-day at 56,000, sorry. And so we are sitting above that, though, 68,866, looking very, very good. We are tracking away from that Bitcoin halving. As you guys know, we have a bit of volatility in the past two halvings before this one. This is the third one that we were sort of considering in our evaluation, and so normally we have a month or two of volatility, and then we just get this giant uptrend for the bull market. And so at the moment we're even looking very, very strong. And probably, is it surprising? I don't know, because we've got the Bitcoin ETF out, the Ethereum ETF. We've had the Bitcoin halving. Things are really, 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 really good. Yeah, this could be a really hyper move. Yeah, is it the last one in the great super cycle? Is it the last great move? We're going to get a lot of things. I think we're going to get some things are going to happen eventually. Hopefully it's after this run, and then take your profits. And of course, whatever rubbish comes, maybe, some geopolitical things like China or something like that. Then at least you've got all your bags, right? And you're packed for the storm, so to speak. But anyway, we hope that doesn't happen. But anyway, take profits. Remember, on the rise. Don't take profits when it's going down the other side. But hey, look, we could have a very bullish next 12 months. It's going to be fun to see. That's Bitcoin. Let's go to on Bitcoin, of course, for the first bull market. We're going to have meme coin season on Bitcoin for the first time. So you don't want to miss that mega theme. And of course, meme coins are already a mega theme, but you don't want to miss it on Bitcoin because it's the most valuable chain. So very, very bullish thing. Now, if you want to find out more about stuff like that, get into our Discord, into the Strategy Club. $35 a month, and of course you get multi-chain tips and tricks and all sorts of things about what's hot and what to get into. And Dog is definitely one of those. So the link's in the video description for that. Join up today. Now, Dog is absolutely crushing it. Look at this. Woo! Now, Dog was given out free to people that were in the BRC20 protocols doing ordinals last year. So if you've been mucking around, which we did, we did that. We were way ahead of the time. And of course, we were doing that in February, March, and I was covering videos on that. You can go back, watch them, which is pretty cool for, generally a Pulsechain Hex influencer that we were onto that quick smart. And of course, managed to get benefit from that runestone that got dropped by Leonidas, of course, who runs ord.io. So very, very bullish there. And of course, early on this. And then, of course, Runes protocol launched with the Bitcoin halving. And it's been up and away since then. And of course, Dog is leading that charge. And of course, heading towards a very big milestone of $1 billion. Is currently number 8 meme coin in the world on Bitcoin, and it wants to be the number 1. In other words, take out Dodge. Dodge is about 23 billion. And so to hit 1 billion, that means a 24x from there. So some particularly mad gains. You're always going to get in every bull market some mega coins, at least half a dozen of them. And Dog is looking very good for having some big moves there. Now, let's quickly look at the chart here. It's looking very good. Got up to 9100th of a penny here on Gate.io. And remember, this is before getting a lot of tier 1. So Dog could potentially be the first big meme coin to $1 billion that hasn't had a tier 1, so to speak. Although Gate.io is pretty much up there, and it really is doing pretty well. And of course, we've got 8700th of a penny at the moment, and this is just continuing to rise. So you can see it's just looking bullish structure after bullish structure going up here. Look at that. So very, very exciting to where this is going to go. Now it's trying to get up to 1 cent, and we see that Whale Insider here put out here just earlier today, Bitcoin Dog, hashtag Leonidas, looks set to become the first rune to hit 1 billion market cap valuation. So this thing, like a rune, can be, depending on the nature of the project, but generally a meme coin or it could be a staking protocol or something like that. There's different versions of it, but basically on a rune. It's basically like a PRC20 is a twin token, kind of equivalent. Obviously doesn't have all the fancy smart contract aspects, but definitely is similar to that. It looks set to become the first rune to hit 1 billion market cap valuation as price hits a new all-time high, and of course hit 9100th of a penny, which you can see back here. And this is on the hourly chart here, or 4 hourly actually. On the chart, let's go to the hourly actually. That's the hourly chart. Look at that. So before I tuned in for the evening, it looked very good for this breakout, and I woke up this morning and there it was, and it looks very bullish again. Just a repeating pattern for that next charge to 1 cent. So still a lot of upside there. Now, once of course it hits 1 cent, game on, right? Game on, and of course it'll be $1 billion market cap. There's only 100 billion tokens in existence, and of course they were given out not to big whales, not to big influencers, just to people that were early in the BRC ordinal space. And of course, it's lucky if you're lucky to get one of those. I'm very happy about that. Now you could also have, of course, picked it up very cheap, and that would be looking good. But hey, look, this is just the beginning. Wait, if we get to $1 billion, and then we get tier 1 exchanges like Binance, Crypto.com, Qcoin, Kraken, things like that, then up and away, right? It's going to be insanity for this, and then we'll start targeting that number 1 meme coin on the number 1 most valuable chain. It has a beautiful ring to it. So there we are. That is the Dog, and it's going to be pretty fun on their way. All right, that's pretty much it. And of course, if you want to pick some of these up, you can go to Magic Eden. It's the number 1 DEXs. So we're going to have centralized exchanges, and we're going to have DEXs in Bitcoin. So it's kind of like the EVM experience. It's just, but for the first time, really flourishing on a Bitcoin. So it really is. You don't really want to miss it as part of this bull market. It is, one of the big parties in town, right? Just remember that. So obviously Solana and Base and other chains have been doing quite well, but this is next level, right? You got the most valuable, richest people on the Bitcoin with all their Bitcoins waiting to buy meme coins. It's just a no-brainer, isn't it? But a bit of a no-brainer. You don't want to miss it. Now, obviously, at the beginning, when Runes Protocol launched, people were a bit questionable, but now it seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it? And the market cap is going up and away. So you got 2 things. You got collections. This is kind of like your NFT ordinals here, and you can see the top ones at the moment: Node Monks, Bitcoin Puppets, Frux, Runestones, Blob, of course. Now, if you'd got lucky enough to get the Runestone, because you were participating in BRC20s pretty early, then you would have got the dog token. And of course, runes over here, it's kind of like your meme coins and some project coins in there as well, like, you know, staking and endowments and things like that. Not endowments, but sort of they invest money and they pay you out for it. It's kind of the idea. Dog Go to the Moon is number 2. And of course, you can see it's currently at 12.78 sats. The cool thing is that Magic Eden now has charts, which is great. So pretty cool. Now, Magic Eden, as far as the last count, it does dominate the decentralized trading for this. And you do need specialized wallets typically for these sites because you're going to be able to connect to them. Things like Magic Eden wallet or a Xverse wallet or a Unisat wallet. There's kind of wallets that you need to connect up to these dexes for trading runes. So just take that into account. And yeah, pretty cool. So here is the charts. A nice little addition, just got added I think yesterday or the day before. So pretty cool. And you got daily, weekly and stuff like that. So yeah, these are the order books here. So people selling, and you can basically buy through the order book. You can sweep, of course, just by clicking a couple of these. You can sweep them all, and it will give you the cost of that sweep plus the network fee, and so on. You just connect and you know, purchase it. That's pretty much it. And we'll go to your wallet. But Bitcoin's slow. Remember, 10-minute block times. So if you're doing decentralized, 10-minute block times approximately. But sometimes they can take 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, it's, you know, it's Bitcoin. So just take them into account. It's a little different. If you're on centralized exchanges, then you can just buy and sell instantly, right? Because they're doing it in a centralized way. But if you're going to do it decentralized the way that we like it, then yeah, just take into account Bitcoin is slow. And sometimes say, look, it is pretty, it might take 20, 30 minutes for it to go through, depending on the way the SAT is, the SAT cost, or GUI, what we call gas, you know, GUI or beats. Of course, it's SATs and sats in the Bitcoin. So there we are. There's a little bit of cool stuff. Now, if you want to find out more, get into our Discord, get into the Strategy Club, $35 a month, and we talk more about projects like this and any particular opportunities we think are going to be good. So that is pretty much it on Dog Go to the Moon, continuing to rocket. Is it going to hit that 1 billion mark? I think so, very, very soon. So it could be certainly this week, it seems like, with those bullish moves. So kind of cool. So it's 12.76 sat. 12.7 sats at the moment, probably about 14.5 sats, somewhere in that ballpark is a 14.5 sats is $1 billion dog. And of course, then after that, of course, it's going to be, you know, to get up to Dogecoin, that's a 23, 24x from there. And of course, we should probably get some tier 1 listings. They've been teasing it with the runes and dog pictures and things like that. So you're still getting in relatively early for that. All right, let's jump over to Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment is $3,769. The 50-day moving average is $3,432, and the 200 moving average is $2,948. That 200-day moving average almost over 3,000, so it's ticking up there. And currently we're at 3,768, so looking very, very good indeed at the moment for the Ethereum. Let's jump over to BNB quickly. I'm just going to do a quick update on BNB Mafia. And don't forget to watch, if you want to look at how to play BNB Mafia, watch that video yesterday I did. Unfortunately, Cult DeFi wasn't able to make it, but we'll try and get Cult DeFi on another show. So he's kind of Jacob's PR frontman and doing a great job out there. So we'll try and catch up with him soon at a good time. So there we go. Anyway, we've got 13 crime families at the moment on BNB Mafia. I'll post the link in the chat there as well if you want to check it out. We got that, and I'm going to get to the chat in a minute. So that is BNB Mafia. Check it out. Now, as you guys know, I'm co-hosting a Mafia family, the Syndicate, and of course in Discord. We got a private chat group there for the Discord for the Mafia, the Syndicate. And of course, it is also co-hosted there with Archie, who's the godfather of the Syndicate, over in Telegram, and it's doing an incredible job over there. And of course, looking bullish. Now, there are 279 live players at the moment on the list. There's 13 crime families. Now, it costs 2,000 Mafias, which is not that much, you know, probably about $1 or so to make your own players. And you can play by yourself, or you can play in a crime family, which is probably highly suggested there. You can earn some, potentially have a lot of fun and earn some good money playing Mafia. And of course, it's not only going to be on BB, it's coming to Pulsechain as well. So that's a big opportunity. There are 13 crime families. It costs 500,000 Mafia to get onto one of those. So that will vary depending on the price of Mafia token at the moment. There is currently 75 BNB in the vault. So it's going up all the time. And of course, once it reaches 500, the game will start. So it's exciting times ahead. And I have noticed on social media that the socials are growing. So there's more and more people starting to follow Mafia, and there's lots more smaller, I would say smaller influencers, up to maybe 2,500 followers, but they're regular, they're consistent, and they're just starting to get more views on all their posts. So things are growing. It's kind of nice when it sort of has that ground up flow, and I'm sure it's going to attract more and more bigger influencers as well in due course as they catch on, particularly now that Mafia is going to be on Pulsechain as Pulse Mafia. And I think Pulse Mafia could be extremely popular, extremely successful. So you don't want to miss that. Watch out for the FUD, because there's an opportunity, and look at it rationally is probably the best way of doing that. Now we've got all the players list here from the number one player, Costello, all the way down to 28 pages now of players. And of course, you can have more than one player. So that thing, if it's only going to cost 2,000 Mafia, you can. And that Mafia, I think, goes into the vault. So it all feeds the vault, which the top 5 families fight over. Let's have a look at the families. Well, we've got the top 5 at the moment is the Syndicate. The worth over here gives you the rank, 7,500. And of course, the 53 family members in there, 72.6 million Mafia estate. Now, all this Mafia estate means that the supply of Mafia, which is 1 billion, gets off the market, right? So it's not up for sale. We got the original Gangsters at number 2, and they are sitting doing pretty well. Number 3 is Dong Monao, and number 4 is Cosa Nostra, and that's led by Costello, the Don. So these are all the Dons, all the Godfathers. And then number 5 is the Yakuza, led by Luciano. And those are the top 5. They're the ones getting paid from the vault. So 30% at the top, all the way down to 10% for this bottom family. And then, of course, you have all the other families. All will be competing to get into one of these top 5 spots. We've got Peaky Blinders, the Cartel, OG Escobars, and OG Sopranos. Obviously, those two are related to the original Gangsters up the top there, taking out different cities, right? So that's part of the strategy. Mafia families taking over different cities on different countries. So it's going to be pretty cool. And of course, number 2, let's have a look there. We've got the Mafia Group and then the Untouchables by Crypto Pride. Now, Crypto Pride is another influencer. So he's out there and he's pushing for his family. So we've got another influencer in the house covering it as well. And this might be a trend that we see more and more of. So it's pretty exciting about that. The vault, like I say, is looking pretty awesome. 75 BNB now, $47,000, and this is going to just keep ticking up and away. And of course, this is all before marketing and everything else comes out, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Apparently, we have a big upgrade coming in a couple of days. I'm not sure. I can't remember how many days, 3 days or something. It's a couple of days anyway. We're going to have a big upgrade as well coming, so look forward to that. Now, what else? There's the Game Wiki, which I did a video on yesterday, and buy Mafia. You can buy Mafia. That is it. Now, remember, there's a 4.7% tax, buy tax, and a 16.6% sell tax that goes into the vault and feeds the vault. So just remember that. And it's probably a good idea to have a 5% and 20% slippage, respectively, when doing a purchase. Contract is 4111. So to remember that. And it's a very good value at the moment to pick that up. Let's actually go and have a quick look at that. Mafia. So yeah, that's a very good value to pick up at the moment, sitting at 8,000. So there was a nice little sell-off. Now, part of the sell-off is what certain players. Some of it is the family fee, which is 500,000 Mafia being sold into the market to get the BNB into the vault. But at the moment, what it does is it allows new players, could be new players, to get in at a really good value price. So very good opportunity. And it's currently 0008 at the moment, so you can pick up a lot of Mafia for that. Just remember 5% slippage for the purchase there. So that's pretty cool. It's ticking away, and I like how that sort of sets up, and good entries for new players. So that's pretty much it on Mafia. Check it out. And of course, if you want to join the syndicate, you can jump into Discord, and that's a $5 a month, of course, to join the Pulsechain Discord. And you can, get into Pulsechain chat and ask Archie to join up to the syndicate, and get in there, folks. All right, let's jump over to Pulsechain. We're going to get into Pulsechain update. Before we do that, though, let's catch up in the chat and talk to a few other people. See who else has jumped in there. What did I get up to here? All the way back up here. Okay. We've got Die Hard in the house. Hey, Die Hard, how you doing? The highest of stakes on Netflix equals MHGA. Make Hex great again. Absolutely. Good point there, Die Hard. We got what else we got there? We got Brennan in the house. Hey, morning, Brennan. Good to see you. Morning, Superman and family. Actually, Brennan's doing a great job in the Discord, so appreciate that, Brennan. We got Haja Awake. I hope I said that right. I think it's going up. Nice. Yeah, Hex. Yeah, probably. We're going to check that out in a minute. StakeX says, hopefully everybody had a orange good day. Picking me happy. Yeah, well, we're enjoying the day. You talking about Tangang? Is what you mean by oranges? Tangang. Did you say free wolf? Yeah, for some people, we had runestones. Yeah. Now, runestones. A community, the person in the Pulsechain community called Execute did launch a copy of runestone, their own project on the back of that. So they were airdropping runestones and dog. Did they do dog? I don't know if they've done dog, but they were definitely doing runestone. Check my pulse says, regardless, sooner or later, everything we patiently DCA'd is going to go to the moon. Congratulations to everybody still here. We will get our day in the sun. We shall see our face melting. Absolutely. Yeah, regarding Pulsechain, this is so true. It's you just got to hold on long enough, right? That's the trick. And when you got these buying opportunities, man, to accumulate such big volumes, that's the people that make the big money. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. Check my pulse. Happy to still be fortunate enough to DCA core coins. Smart move. What else we got there? We've got some dogs from Wookie. Nice ones there. I'm not sure what that is. What is that? I'm not sure what that is. Is that Saturn or something? We got Archie in the house. Hey, we got the Don of the Syndicate in the house there. The most feared man in all of the game so far. Archie the Don. He doesn't muck around. Not someone to be trifled with. He has huge respect from the Syndicate members and as well as all the other Mafia families. So good to see Archie in the house. Absolutely crushing it out there. We've got Tombus as well. Why does Jacob always make these crazy targets to start projects? Like that stablecoin platform target is huge. Mafia being 500 BNB sounds a bit much. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes, Tombus. But sometimes you got to be a bit ambitious. And of course, that huge number will attract a lot of attention. What it'll be about 300 and maybe even close to 400. 400, would it? And what do we say the price of BNB is? 628 times 500. So yeah, that'll be $314,000. That's a pretty draw. We know that once you get six figures, if you get to like 100K, people are very attracted to that. Helps with growth and virality. So if we do get to the 314, it's going to be pretty interesting. Now, maybe marketing will get us to that next level, but we've also got more upgrades coming. So we'll see how we go. See how we go with that, Tombus. We've got 75K in there at the moment, so not too bad. Let's see here. We got Eddie in the house, still holding Core RH coins for the imminent pump. Woohoo, says Eddie. Nice. You're smart. You're smart. Eddie's another smart player out there. RH coins, RH core coins are the in-game. Then every narrative fails. The real DeFi tokenomics will outperform the trash easily, says SCL. Hey, look, a lot of people will probably get caught out by that too. So I agree with you on that. That's true. What else we got going? We got the point blank there. Is Pulsepot still in Jacob's focus? Yeah, he's still ticking away on that, I believe. He has a different, as I understand, he has a different software team that works on Pulsepot. So he's kind of, think of him like a project manager. He's got like, 4 or 5 projects on the run. What's he got? BNB Pulsepot, they're kind of probably the same devs. And then he's got BNB Mafia, and of course now Pulse Mafia, but probably the same devs for that. And then he's obviously got PUSD ALGO sitting out there as well that he's got people working on. So yeah, that's kind of the way he runs his ship. So I think last time when we did an interview, he had about 11 players. 11 in the team directly, or something like 7 in the team. Yeah, something like that. I have to go back and watch that video, but it was a pretty big team. So I think it's all okay. And yeah, I think they have an internal auditor too now, which they added obviously after the TYRH issue. So pretty positive there. All right, let's get straight into it. Pulsechain results. So the day 388. I'm pretty sure we're still on that, are we? Hopefully it hasn't ticked over yet. 388, and we've got the price there at quadruple 0498, up 3.42%. So we've got green candles finally. Yay! They may be modest, but at least they're green. And of course, maybe we're finding that bottom for the upside. 50% of the sacrifice price now. So that's where we're sitting. Not too bad. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0213, still super cheap. Up 4%. I think Pulsex is probably undervalued. Once again, obviously, we want to get more volume through the whole chain. What have we've been having about over the weekend into the new week? We've had about 13 to 16 million or something on the 24-hour volumes. Obviously, we want to pick that up. Quadruple 0213 up 4%, like I say, and the buy and burn 882.6, almost 882.7 billion Pulsex is bought up and burn. 4.35% is gone forever. I guess where our next natural target is 5% mark. So we're slowly heading up to that. Obviously, the bigger volumes were going to make us get there faster. So let's see how we get on in the weeks ahead. Incentive token at the moment up 3.8%, $2.50. Still holding a pretty bullish mark there, over 50,000 pulse per incentive token. We've got 33.4 million incentive tokens in existence. And of course, for those that are new to Pulsechain, those are created from Pulsex V1 farming. And every now and then we have a look at those yields. Maybe we'll pick those up again tomorrow and have a look at Pulsex yields tomorrow. Hex at the moment is currently up 2.67%. Has been quite battered in particular, Hex, I think. But at the moment, just under 65/100th of a penny. EHEX has been holding up relatively well, 15/100th of a penny there. And we've got the combined price of EHEX and PX just under, let's round it up, 0.8 of a penny. You can see it there, just under 0.8 of a penny there. So very good entry for the old Pulsechain there, combined. All right, let's get into the charts here. We're on the daily on Pulsechain, and you can see we've had a couple of green days on the daily. So it's not the end of the world. We've got down to 46/100th of a penny. But we're now almost back at 5,000. 5,000, of course, a key mark. You can see that there on the chart there on the daily. Let's go to we've got the RSI at the moment, also picking up at 37 out of the oversold territory. Let's go to the weekly, have a bit of a longer term view. And that is the weekly chart. And yeah, we finally had it. Look, last week we got down to that 46/100th of a penny. Sorry, that 46,000, not 100th of a penny. 40 is 46,000. And 4,600, I should say, and then we've got almost back to the 5,000 mark. So that's kind of bullish sign at this stage. In the RSI pivoting from 33 back up to 34 there. So kind of cool. We also saw that on the horizontal line, which is pretty good support. We already had other weeks here back in December last year where we bounced off the same mark, 4,600. Isn't that funny? And of course, then we're also back here in August as well. So it does give us some horizontal support. Whereas that was previously support, it was also around resistance areas, right? So we sort of have resistance back here in October. So it's been quite good in this space here. So fingers crossed, you get your chance to pick up like the volumes, and then hopefully for the uptrend on the other side, right? And then you make all the mad gains, and then all is forgiven, as they say. All right, let's go to Pulsex. Pulsex even looking better. Look, I mean, higher lows, all that sort of stuff, and it was definitely broke down from this 2,400 resistance level, and of course got down all the way down to 1942. So just broke that 2,000, but actually closed at 2,000 over 2,000. So it was bullish. 2,000 was a very important psychological level, and so that was good news there. And up we go. We're still holding this uptrend too. So they're on the weekly, so not too bad. And 37 there. So yeah, I really think Pulsex is going to be a big mover here, and that's good news. We can sort of see, relatively speaking, it is the best performer today as well, up 4%. All right, that is that. Let's go to the ratio to pulse at the moment. Let's go to pulse here, 50,000. Look at this. We're still holding this pretty nicely, this ratio. So imagine pulse really pivoting to the upside. Then incentive token really could start climbing in the dollars. We're currently $2.50, and we could see some pretty big magic there with the incentive token dollars as well. I know there's some influence out there with some big numbers projected like $1,000. I mean, we're at $2.50 now, so that'd be pretty crazy. Let's be a bit more modest and expect that up and to the right could be pretty crazy. I certainly think once we break 71,000 on the ratio and the pulse is on the ascendancy as it's already come down to the bottom potentially, definitely looks like it at the moment, then that could really, really climb really, really big. So you could see a massive rally in the incentive price there as Pulsechain rallies. We've got a Hex at the moment is at 6,400 a penny. Obviously, really testing the lows here in the range, but definitely hasn't even beaten out the August last year. That got down to 5,500 of a penny. So we're still above that. But man, definitely a great accumulation zone. All you have to do is be patient wait for one of these, counter rallies to the upside. So PX looking pretty good, despite the battering recently. And EX at the moment, 1,500 penny. That was holding up pretty well. Started drifting down as well towards the lows, and just managed to bounce off that. Look at that, a couple of lows here on the dailies. That's it on EX, so looking pretty good. And we got big uptrade right to the BankX wall there at 7/10 of a penny. I believe that's still there. I haven't checked, but that's it at the moment. Combined price EX PX. Let's go full chart, and we can see that at the moment we're definitely on a combined chart. We actually made a new low, so that was probably the news there. But once again, you can pick up way more volumes and just wait for it to tick up once the market turns around. You'll probably get a bigger turnout too. All right, so that is pretty much it at the moment. So yeah, we've just flicked over to day 389, but let's go have a look at the gas prices on Pulsechain. Quickly with that, 393,000 beats, so kind of on the lower side. 7/10 of a penny for a Pulsex swap, 400th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, 1/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. Ethereum is still pretty cheap at the moment during the weekday as well. 5 Gwei, we're 960 times cheaper than Ethereum with that. Costs you around about $6.70 up to that amount for a Uniswap, but only 7/10 of a penny for a Pulsex swap. So looking still very good on Pulsechain. And remember, Pulsechain is a fork of Ethereum, so you don't get any stoppages. There's no one controlling like second layer protocols, turning, stopping chains and all sorts of stuff. And Richard highlighted one of those yesterday, which is a very good point. 48,863 active values at the moment. 1.56 trillion is staked at the moment. So that's looking really good. Like I say, if you want to become have conservative staking, you can pick up Pulsechain for very cheap at the moment, 32 million Pulse, and start solo validating. If you want to do that, you can go through validatorstore.com, and David Feder is running that. So there we go. That's a pretty cool thing you can do to sit back and relax on a validator. We've got $107.7 million in the bridge into the chain, pretty similar to what we've seen the last couple of days from my memory. And we've got Ethereum there. Actually is separating out a little bit there. We've got a bit more Ethereum up, obviously with the Ethereum, maybe Ethereum price or value, but we got 31 million there. Seems a bit higher, and the DAI, they're just slightly lower, just below 30 million there at the moment. So that's kind of the play. How are the stable coins doing in the native stables? We've got native stables. We've got USDL. We've got PXDC and HexDC. They're all liquidity forks. USDL based on Pulse, of course, $15 million. PXDC based on Pulsex, 2.7 million. That's come down a lot, isn't it, that one? And of course, HexDC based on Hex at 1.67 million. So those are the native stables. Plus Coast at 4 million. And I think we got an update from Coast, didn't we? I think they're going to be relaunching pretty soon. Is it in June? I think June, is it? I think we saw something from Coast. I was supposed to bring that up, but I do think we've got something for Coast coming up here. All right, they should have some links on here, shouldn't they? Should have some links. So that is the results there. And of course, we've just started day 389 on Pulsechain. Tick-tock, it's time to rock. That leads us into Hex at the moment, day 1646. So let's get into the results. Oh, we haven't got the results for the last 2 days. So day 44 and 45. What about the Pulsechain now? We've got 44. So that's 2 days old. So what day would that be? 386, is it? 386? I think so. What did I say day it was? 89. Day 387 then. Day 387. The last result, we had 7.677 Hex Petitia there. Hex.com. Check it out. All right, those numbers will probably come out at some stage. Don't know why they get delayed, but hey, there we go. All right. Woo! What an update. That was all the markets. Let's get into some of the comments. We've got CL says, do you think that one day Tier 1 centralized exchange will list Pulsechain? Well, we just had MEXC launch on Monday, didn't we? Pulsechain. So that's some of the good news. I should have probably covered that too. So MEXC, yeah. MEXC began to list. They paid for that listing, didn't they? Crypto Coffee and others organized that, which was great. And quite a few of the teams that Pulsechain project teams also contributed to that. So it was really, really good for the community. So good news. Hopefully, it's going to mean that we'll get more capital flowing over through PortalX. Remember, PortalX can hopefully get a route bigger funds instead of doing smaller lots. I can't remember how much PortalX is. Maybe it's $1,500, maybe $1,000, maybe something in that ballpark. And of course, that means they should be able to do bigger trades, and that means that people should be able to bridge over a lot easier if they can do that. So that's a question mark out there. We could look for that. That's a bullish. That'd be probably even more bullish than MEXC trading Pulse itself. is having Portal X being able to do bigger numbers. That'd be very, very cool. That would save a lot of trouble there. So yeah, particularly during high Ethereum gas fees. Then you just use transfer fees, right? And that's what we had at the beginning with Portal X, which was very, very useful for capital flows. So you want high capital pools, but you also want that flow to be really easy. Who wouldn't want to earn money or are centralized exchanges paid by CZ to continue gatekeeping forever? Well, CZ's isn't he going to jail for a couple of months or something? I can't remember now. He stepped down or something. CL says, I remember the advertisement was like, make counterparty risk obsolete and stake yourself only. That's true. Contract on chain, I guess the centralized world didn't like Hex because it makes them completely obsolete. Yeah, well, and they don't like bad boys in crypto like Richard, even though he's called out all the right things. I mean, Richard really was the man calling. He predicted virtually all the centralized stuff that went down. He predicted it all. So hats off to him. He was number one easily with that. Even better than price calls, right? Way better than price calls even. PDI looking to overtake PHEX, says Brennan. That's true. Actually, I forgot to go through all the rest of the Pulsechain markets, so thanks for reminding me. We got CL says, is the Atropa Dev, Mario Raphael somehow related to Richard and his team? Don't know, maybe. If you're into the maker theory, that could be very well the case with the Atropa maker theory. Actually, let's bring up the rest of the markets because I've got to talk about those, so we're not quite finished yet. Let's go into do all the markets. All right, so we talked about Richard Hart. Let's get into the other tokens. We've got the Hex derivatives, and at the moment, is there any standouts? Well, Maximus is standing out. That's at the 15-year, 15.2-year maximum stake. It's going to be one of the two big whales out in the future, along with the Hex God whale, and that's up to 3.73% at the moment. Lucky's up 2.44%, so that's not too bad. Lucky is the 7-year one, and Trio up 1.1%. That is the 3-year one. Kind of cool. Funny enough, Decky, which is the 10-year one, is only up 4 tenths of a penny there as well. And Base, the 1 year, which is the renewal, is up 0.12. There we go. That's on this. Let's go to the stable coins, which we talked about, is in the title of the video. Pulsechain stable coins pump. So not only was it dog on Bitcoin, but pumping here. Look at this. AUSD here, up 47%, really climbing there. Let's have a quick look at that. Look at this chart. This is on the hourly. Look at that on the hourly. That's pretty awesome, right? And look on the daily. Let's have a look at the daily. Look at that. Woo! Hot dog at a dog. So went back up. Only came down. Not too bad. Well, it's a lot actually in percentage terms, but back up there at 5,300 again. Back to the eye there. Yeah, not too bad. 271k in liquidity. 7.3 million market cap there. A quick check of the quick intel. Looks all pretty clean. And yeah, we'll give that a rocket on that one. So kind of cool. That is ticking away there. And of course, it has a website. The website's not up yet, but it does have Twitter. It is Pulse Liquidity here. I see on the link here. But that is ticking away. The only official account of liquidity on the Pulsechain. They say the official account for themselves, I guess. Yeah, they've got a couple things here. Let me just scroll through some of this. Yeah, this one. I mean, Somi has talked about this. This was the Pulse listing on Mexi. So it's kind of cool. They have a big reward pool there too on the old Mexi. So if you're on there, that's kind of cool. What else do we got? The algae state. Now I wanted to read something down here. So just let me go down. And there was a little post that I thought was kind of cool. This person here, this is T-Bird. I think we've seen T-Bird before. The little nugget for you. Why do you think LUSD on Pulse could end up being the first fork stablecoin to peg to $1? Obviously, people are talking about PDI out there. Math nerd junkies in crypto have, with heavy biases, underestimate the power of memes in form of symbols. What does this mean? The dollar symbol is the mimetic powerhouse of this entire monetary reality, and it's literally etched in the logo. Every single human on the planet is captured unconsciously by the dollar symbol. The DAI logo doesn't have anywhere near the same mimetic impact on human psychology, not even close. So here we are, the battles began between the stable coins, inverted commas. We got number 2. The ticker has also USD in it, which the entire retail investment world can relate to. There we go. And he says, which is why USDC and USD Tether are still the most heavily used coins in crypto. Ironic because crypto was made to destroy middlemen, not to fornicate with them. Apparently, he likes to use that language. But with that said, decentralized stablecoins are an absolute necessity in order that we can de-risk on chain. LUSD and both the most battle-tested and sufficiently decentralized stablecoin on ETH, no contest, and the most decentralized stablecoin from Ethereum 2.0 consensus onto the most decentralized blockchain. Well, you get the point. PDI has led the charge, but in my opinion, the PUSD that finishes the job there. Now, obviously, LUSD is a liquidity token, a stablecoin on Ethereum, and of course, that copy there, I think it's a copy. The chart doesn't show back to 10th of May. That was the only thing about it, so it might be a new coin. I don't know if that's got all the way back there. Where's it got back here? July the 9th, so it only popped up July 9th, so I'm not sure what's happened there. Worthy of further investigation. So that is it at the moment, and so it's doing pretty well. That's up 47%. And of course, so we got USD Tether and USDC both up 17% on both of those, and PDI at the moment up to 0.6 of a penny. We called this the other day before it happened, and up 15%, and there it is. So doing pretty well on the old PDI. So we did say it was going to, once it broke this uptrend, this is on the weekly chart for PDI. Once it broke that upward trend, that we knew it was going to come down to a bit of a loop, and that's exactly what it's done. So there we go. And of course, the target is this magical 1 cent. Dog wants to get to 1 cent, and apparently PDI also wants to get to 1 cent. So when people make big statements again, let's get to 1 cent, because once you get to 1 cent, what do they say? Let's get 10 cents. What do they say after 10 cents? Let's get a $1. That's only $1. Well, PDI here to $1 ultimately is the vision, is it? And those are the milestones on the way. I guess that's the way to look at it. We probably add 50 cents in there, do we? Just like Hex. Anyway, so we're curving back up there, 0.6 of a penny, and looking very, very good. Some easy money. And we called it before it happened again and again. So we've been doing pretty well with this chart. So that's, we got down to 3,500 of a penny, and some easy money to be made there if you're patient. Kind of looking good. And we know previously on the weeklies, look, we had these runs on here. We're probably likely to get a run on here or two. So not too bad. All right, let's see. That is pretty much on the stable coins, looking pretty good. The real stable coins, the ones that are $1, like USD ALGO Coast, PXDC, and Hex, they're all just below peg. So I guess they're kind of like $1. They're kind of like $1. They're almost just below peg, but they're doing okay. All right, let's jump over to influencer coins, and let's have a look at those. Bromance from Ben Armstrong, BitBoy, 20% at the moment. More token for Trayvon, up 11.5%. Has Trayvon been doing any videos lately? I haven't seen anything on the feed, so I don't know whether he's been doing much content lately. Note token up 6.6%, and we've got Access Alive up 2.8%. Paul Pleb from Hexy Bastard, is it? Yeah. Is Hexy Bastard? Yeah. Is up 2.7%, and Ben Armstrong V1. This is the copy on Pulsechain. We don't have the V2, right? The V2, we don't have that, and that's up to 2.25%. Now the ones that are down are Steve Hitson's and SolidX, Randy's millionaire friend, and of course Matty Allen's coin down to $2.60. There, down 10%. It was up yesterday, wasn't it? Was it up yesterday? That leads us into our final wrap up of Pulsechain, which will be the overall market. So we're doing 16 million during a weekday. Not good enough, but we're at the bottom of a downtrend. So let's see where we go. We've got some greenness today. See, do we get some momentum and get this up and away, up over 25 million at least. Transactions, though, still doing pretty well, 365,000, so that's ticking away. So yeah, let's look at the overall coins. So we've already talked about LUSD being the best performer at the moment. We've talked about quite a few of these. Looks like BFF is up 20%, not too bad. Teddy Bear, which is up about 18% as well. Pine there, Tropine there, up 12%. UFO related to PGC is up 12%. They were up yesterday, remember? Yesterday? Did I come? Yeah, I did come yesterday. PGC up 16%. So these are continuing their momentum from the looks of it, the UFO and PGC. So that's kind of a DAO tax, reflection tax ecosystem. And they got doing pretty well, actually. I mean, they're doing pretty consistent. But we need more than this, right? We need to get a really good GameFi. And I think Pulse Mafia is going to play a big role in there. So if you look at all these tokens and you look at, we cover them every day, and you see the context, you can see that actually Pulse Mafia, there's a real market there for something like that. And we need killer apps on Pulsechain. We're obviously looking forward to the Magic Carpet Ride for those that hold to that expectation. but we do need, devs building, and we need projects launching. We need all that activity. We need users coming, right? Influencers out there singing, get my point. So it's still in the play. And at the moment, Grays has been, I think, done a really great job leadership-wise there. And you can get involved with that. So we've got our meme coins, we've got our DAO tokens, and they're ticking away. But we need some GameFi and other projects like that. Stable coins, obviously, good narrative too. Meme coins, good narrative. But we need more than just meme coins and things like that. We need GameFi and other protocols on here as well. Lending, obviously, more lending and things like that. P-Drip at the moment, up 8%. What else do we got going on here? So P-Drip, obviously, ROI protocol. We got Orange Man Good. So someone came in earlier with that, didn't you? I can't remember who was talking about Orange Man Good. But that's up 8% at the moment. That's kind of it. Yeah, Nope Token, obviously, Randy Olasky. So the influencers have actually played a good role. If you think about it, I mean, Axis and all those influencer coins, Randy's coins and all that, they have played a good role in keeping volume up, keeping interest up on the chain. So shout out to them for that. Always opportunities. But like with markets, there can be winners and losers. Just take that into account. So that is it on the Pulsechain. I think we really did wrap it up that time. And thanks for Brennan reminding me with the PDI that I forgot to talk about all the rest of the charts. Wiki says gold and silver moving back up to the top range. Yeah. Hey, look, silver and obviously gold going to probably do pretty well in this current environment, geopolitically and everything else. But silver in particular, we get the interest rate pivot in either September or November, and then gold and silver are going to rally, right? And silver particularly, I know that Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, was talking about sometime, it's probably a year ago now, talking about silver getting up to $100 to $125. And it's currently just moved over 30. It was stuck at $24 for ages, underneath 24, and then it broke up over $30. I think. I can't remember what the high's been recently, but 33, 34, something like that, maybe. And of course, that's definitely an upside there. So if you like diversification and you do like your metals, then your gold and silver definitely a good part of your portfolio. Obviously, crypto generally is the best performing market, so you don't want to miss the bull market on that. But having a bit of conservative aspect to your portfolio is always important as well, even if you can't just suddenly just send it on the blockchain, right? All right, so that is pretty much it. Good point there, Wookie. CL says a nice stable coin would be a coin where you need to burn Hex to create it. Only one way can't burn the stable for Hex again. Maybe they will create it one day. Yeah, well, the liquidity fork's the closest thing we've got to that, right? Because you need Hex for that stable coin. So that's a step in the right direction from Power City with that product. So that's pretty cool. PXDC. A nice move to earn projects like Steppen or Sweat would be cool on Pulsechain. Fees are perfectly low for stuff like that. Absolutely. All that sort of stuff can do very, very well. And encourage all the devs out there to continue to develop. I mean, we had Dipcatcher, they were doing a lot of stuff. I know that Alex is supposed to be doing 2.0 for Hedron Okoso. I'd like to see that. That's certainly way delayed. Obviously, I think Richard Hart and the EHEX drama there probably put a little bit of confusion into that potentially. So maybe Alex has been thinking through that. But yeah, it's we're looking forward to all our devs, and obviously Jacob is the number one innovative GameFi dev on Pulsechain. And so very excited about Pulse Mafia. If you haven't learned about it, definitely get into it. Obviously, that's going to be launching soon. Now, if you buy TRH, you could potentially get a snapshot for that. That's coming up. And of course, NFTs as well, potentially the OG NFTs. So there's some opportunity there to get a allocation of the Pulse Mafia tokens. So if you didn't sacrifice for that TRH, then definitely in play. Now, apparently also, if you sacrifice for, what did we say? If you sacrifice for Pulse Pot, or if you sacrifice for TYCZ, there is an allocation, I think up to 10% for those sacrifices. So that could be potentially bullish for you as well. So there might be a free airdrop coming to people on that one. Carpro says, link to Mafia. Yeah, I had that at the top there. Where did I put that now? Talked about after here. So that is the link there. So that's the one there. HTTPS ://bnbmafia.io. And of course, if you want to join a Mafia family, you can jump into our Discord and jump into Pulsechain chat. and which is our second chat group, and ask Archie. He is the godfather, and he we'll put that up for a submission to join. Now there's 100,000 Mafia token join fee for the syndicate, but it is number one family at the moment. So and that will be used to make the family stronger, and also kind of cool. But it's only 2,000 to set up your own profile, so pretty cheap. That's about $1, maybe $1.10. All right, got it, says Capra. No, you're most welcome. Welcome. LCL says, I guess Richard thought the real Hexkins would switch 100% to PHEX and the EHEX type. Well, they did on that couple of days. They did. We saw whales early in staking jumping over Pulsechain. So we had a lot of havoc during that period. But it does seem to have settled down for the time being. Fingers crossed there. We could focus 100% on Pulsechain thoughts. Yeah. Hey, look, Pulsechain is the Magic Upride chain for those that hold on to that expectation. And so like myself, and we shall see. Certainly the markets at the moment are bottomed out. Really does look like a terrific opportunity to pick up lots of volume on Pulsechain. But once again, you must do your own due diligence, must do your nothing on this channel's investment advice course. You must assess all the risk and the opportunities. But typically in markets, what do? Buy low, and at the moment it's definitely low. So and then what do? You sell high. So that's kind of the play there. All right, if you believe in the chain, and the future, and obviously Magic Upride, kind of cool. Now, obviously, Richard has the SEC court case in October, so that's going to be interesting either side of that event. Whether we see any Magic Upride activity during that time. But we do know that typically July, August, and maybe June this year could be particularly very bullish. September has typically been very bearish for markets. And of course, October's been very bullish. In fact, one of the two most bullish months based on Bitcoin history is October and February, right? So obviously October's ahead of us. So that could be pretty bullish as well. And of course, we've got the US election in October. Kind of interesting there. So that's some of the pan outs. All right, I think we're almost up to an hour. I've chatted away, and at CL, some good questions, some good points there, and to many everyone else in the chat there with some good comments. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys in the Discord. Should we do that? Catch you in the Discord? Yeah, I'll be there. Links in the video description. We've got 2 Discord memberships. So we've got Pulsechain Hex membership. So that is $5 a month, 16 cents a day. Helps to keep the scammers out, and also is a good way of funding the Discord itself. And number 2 is the Strategy Club. That is multi-chain. So we look at opportunities multi-chain, and it's a great place to be to get intel, some of the best projects and themes for crypto. And of course, we've got some super smart people in the Discord as well. So as moderators, they're really smart guys and girls out there. So a big shout out. We haven't seen Sandy Beach for a while, actually. Thinking about the ladies. So a big shout out to Sandy, and of course Jenny out there too, one of our moderators. So a big shout out to Jenny. Look forward to seeing her in the Discord a bit more too. October will be the surprise for the mainstream, where we are already in. Absolutely, CL, you're onto it. And cheers, Superman says, Brennan, you're most welcome. And thanks, Superman. I love you guys. Yeah, thanks, CL. And Wookie says, join the Strategy Club today with Wookie's amazing link. And it is amazing because it's Wookie. How about that? All right, take care, everybody. Let's play out BNB Mafia video on the way out, because I do really like this. So let's play that out. Peace out, everybody. Take care, and onwards and upwards. That's all we can say. Bye for now.